Okay, this is a random Mary memory that popped up when Alan and I were just talking a moment ago. This is going back to Oceanside.
California.
Yeah, we didn't live there, but that's where I gave her the gift. They were visiting from, it was Christmas at Carl's. Anyways, so it's kind of twofold. Mary liked the things that I made, and I had made her a couple of things, and she was kind of requesting a fairy. Requesting quite often, hinting broadly. It was very sweet, and anyways, so I had made her a little character before, a little leprechaun. And the fairy thing, though, I sort of took her, like, she wanted a fairy, but I made this big chubby paper mache fairy, sort of breaking the idea of what a fairy should be. I knew she kind of wanted the, like, ethereal fairy, but I kind of wanted to, like, represent me and give her what she wanted. So anyways, I gave her the fairy, and she liked it, and it was cute and fluffy and all that. And so there's this style of craft where it's more of a rustic thing. So like when you do the faces, and especially for this paper mache, I just did 2 little dot eyes. And must have been a few months later, we were at their house, and I walked by. She had put the fairy in this little basket near where you would pass by to go to the restroom, and I noticed that she had drawn a big smile on the face, because I had done it rustic style with just the little 2 dot eyes. If my mom should happen to listen to this, she will cackle, because one time we were doing a ceramic doll that was in Amish style, and the Amish don't put faces on their dolls, and Uncle Gary was visiting, and he was just appalled at this doll having no face, and he kept telling Mom, you gotta put a face on that doll. And Mom's like, no, it's Amish style, you don't add a face to the doll. But anyway, so the first time I saw the smile on the fairy, I was a little bit, honestly, I was a bit microly offended, but only in that way of, like, we're talking, this is like 20 plus years ago, and I had to take a moment and sit with that feeling of the fairy wasn't mine anymore. I made the fairy for Mary, and it was Mary's fairy. and it was a really awesome early art lesson in making stuff that you give away. It's not yours anymore. So I actually incorporated that into when I sell things online. I only know of one other person who has altered something that I made after I sent it to them, and I can have my personal feelings about it, but I can also it's like once you sell it or you gift it or you give it, it is not yours anymore. It doesn't stop you from having feelings about it, but anyways, it was really awesome. And every time I would go to the restroom when I would visit, I would just see the fairy tucked under the greenery there with its little smile. It just seemed very defiant and very Mary, because she didn't like get in my face about, like, oh, I love it, but could you maybe do this extra thing? Instead, she just did it on her own, and that was awesome, because it was her fairy. She could do what she wanted with it. So but it made me snicker, and we've referenced that as sort of like a life lesson, I guess you might say. Anyways, there you go. It's my random Mary fairy memory.